Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us to this. It's always a great moment to be here with a film.
And for us too. Thank you. I thought I would start with the playwright, Bernard-Marie Coltès. You mentioned him in your introduction, and you said that you met him through Isaach. So
Sure.
I was hoping the two of you could say a bit about your friendship.
Well, I met Isaach. I wanted, for my first film, I really wanted Isaach.
We were young.
We were young, long time ago. I was able to speak. No, but and then Isaac's best friend was Bernard-Marie Coltès. He was a brother to him, I can say, and I knew him because he was a very young and beautiful and sort of new talent in playwriting, mostly directed by Patrice Chéreau in one theater. And when we start shooting in Cameroon, Chocolat, he came and he stayed with us a little while. And since then, there was a hint that he sort of tell me that he was not going to live very long because he was very sick. He was with AIDS. And he said, maybe you should adapt the play, and I will be very happy if you could do that. And it's a long time ago, and yet it's so close in a way, like this terrible disease was such a frightening, terrible thing, and now I remember the energy of Bernard as if he was here with us, you know.
Isaach, did you work with him?
Yes. Yes, I worked with Bernard on 3 plays, you know. Key West, the first play I did from Bernard, with still directing by Patrice Chéreau. But I must say just one story. When we were shooting Chocolat, I have a ticket for my companion from the production. And then when the time came, I said, okay, now I have to use that ticket. And they say, you're bringing your wife? I said, I'm bringing somebody. And then when they saw Bernard in the North Cameroon, they were all very surprised. They thought maybe I was gay, or, you know. I said, no, he's my best friend. So I have a ticket either for my companion, my wife, or for my friend. So I use it for my friends. And so Bernard was with us in Cameroon, in North Cameroon, for 10 days or so.
Yeah.
And yes, he was really a brother to me, Bernard. I mean, by that time he was very tough, because in '88 he had AIDS, and I was doing this play with Patrice Chéreau, and at a certain time the play was successful, and we had an extension. And I told Patrice, I'm not going to do the extension. You got to find another actor. He goes, why? You have a project? I said, no, I'm going on vacation. He said, you sure? I said, yes, I'm going on a vacation. You can find another actor. So with Bernard, we went to Mexico for a month. We traveled from Mexico City. We went to Cuernavaca, Taxco, Acapulco, and then we went to Oaxaca. And when we came back, Claire went to work with Bernard. A few weeks after, Bernard passed away. So I was very, very happy to have made this trip with him.
And Claire, you said that he was the one who suggested you turn that play into a film.
Yeah. First of all, he wanted, we were supposed to work on a project, but little by little, he was losing his memory. We were staying in Lisbon because I was studying something that was linked to Mozambique and Portugal and ivory traffic of ivory, and little by little he realized he could not work, so he thought or pretend that I was already shooting, and every day would ask me if it was a good day and if I didn't forget this, if I didn't forget that, you know. And I never denied. I kept telling him, yes, it was a good shooting day, yeah. And then his brother and mother came in Portugal and they flew him back directly to hospital for a week, no more, yeah.
I'd love to hear you talk a bit about the process of turning this play into a screenplay and then into a film, and maybe Andrew, you can also weigh in on the writing process. I don't know the play, so I'm curious how faithful you were to the text.
For me, it was. I had to do it. I had to do it with Isaach. It was like a sort of, it was an obligation for me. Although I was very afraid, I never done that before, and rereading the play when we were working with Andy, I realized we had to restructure a little bit the length, and especially the character of Leone, the young woman. She was different in the play. She was, in my way, she looked like Bernard Colte's mother, like afraid by everything, and it was not right for today, for the world of today. So that's mostly what we change. The relation between Albouny and On, no, we didn't change. The end, we changed a little bit. And the nightmare, the dream at the beginning, was not in the play. It was in some notes Bernard wrote about if Albouny had a dream, you know, or something. He could have that dream.
It was in the notes. And,
yeah.
Yes, I mean, the relation between Albouny in the play and Leon, I mean, in the play it was very obvious she was in love with Albouny, but I think...
she was falling in love like immediately at first sight, but I was obsessed by the fact, and Andy remember that we wanted to keep the film from dusk to dawn, only one night, not to do a lot of flashbacks and things like that, you know, to keep it strictly to that night.
Well, there is a flashback when we go to the airport to pick her up, which is really unusual because we start at night and then cut back a few hours in the day.
Yeah, and this was not in the play. No.
And also, what was not in the play is when she asks Albouny, what does he think when when he met her the first time, and he says, you know, she's like a coin with chance for no one.
Right.
That was not in the play, but it was in the end notes,
Yeah.
sort of the notes that he put at the end of the play. So we took it from there.
I wanted to bring Matt and Tom into the conversation as well. As we know,
I thank them a lot because they trust us completely.
Yeah, but Claire, I mean, there's some actors. Well, Isaach, perhaps most obviously, that you've worked with multiple times and over a long period of time. But I'm curious how the process of bringing new actors. I think Matt is somebody you've known for a while, right?
We knew each other also through Isaach and Jim, and we met. We were together in a jury in Venice, I remember. And I was in pre-production, and Matt was in Paris, and I was walking in the street, and Matt was there, and he said, "Hey, we should, maybe one day we should work together." And I said, "Yes, maybe now," it was. and Tom and Mia was really a discovery for me there, and I'm very happy that I did. Yeah,
Matt.
It was very easy to work with this quattro.
So Matt, this is, as Claire tells it, it's just running into her on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. In the first arrondissement, we ran into each other.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow. And it seemed to be like, I don't know, kind of felt like destiny somehow. And then we met and discussed it. And I thought it was such a fascinating world, this play, Black Battle with Dogs, which I thought was really a good title, but difficult for the film, of course. And, and this guy here, Isaach, and I have been friends for some time, and we've always discussed working together. So this was great. And I just felt really so lucky to be able to work with Tom and Mia and this wonderful group of actors. And yeah, it was great. But I would like to say that one thing with Isaach that was really great. So when I went to Paris we did a couple camera tests, with Claire, and Isaach was there, and it was really interesting because he took me around to the world that he and Bernard connected in. Like he said, this is where Bernard sat in this cafe, and down the road was a plaque of Bernard on a wall because he was a very prolific writer. And it was very moving and insightful as well. And I was very moved by that friendship. And so I was very, very, very excited about doing this. And to work with this guy was really an opportunity that I looked forward to. And all of these people was wonderful, Andy and Claire. And I just loved being there, being there on working on this film. It was great to be in Senegal with these guys.
Likewise, same. I knew Matt for a long time, and we were like, okay, now maybe we should get something to do together, but we were waiting for the right material, and it took almost 10 years, 12 years.
Yeah, so quite a while. And Claire I'd known for quite a while, too. I met Jim.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe I should say something about the way the film is English speaking and Yoruba, the language you speak with the guards. It's because Bernard went to a construction site to observe and think about the play in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, between people working together that kind of speak English because of the English colonization, and also some people are speaking Yoruba. Yeah. So, but in Senegal, of course, it's an ex-French colony, so it's more like French-speaking. Yeah.
And Wolof. They speak
and Wolof, yes, sure. Sorry.
But the Yoruba, I think it was more adequate.
Yeah.
With the play, with the screenplay.
Was it Equatorial where the original?
Yeah.
And there was a murder, right? There was a murder, was there not? And that inspired him. A murder that took place on this work site where they were, that inspired the story. I believe. I don't know.
Yeah, and I remember many stories about deaths of workers that are just erased from the memory.
Tom, how did this compare to other film sets you've been on?
I mean, I loved being in Senegal. It's one of the most magical places I've ever been. And I want to go back as soon as possible.
You adopted a dog.
Oh, I did.
Yes, the dog.
I adopted a Senegalese dog, Callie. Yeah. So yeah, I've always got a piece of Senegal with me, for a while at least. Yeah, I loved it. I really loved it. I've been a fan of Claire's for a long time, and admired her work. And when I got the chance to meet her, to fly to Paris and meet Claire, I just thought, if all I get to do is meet Claire Denis and have a chat for an hour over breakfast, then I'll be happy. And that breakfast turned into 3 hours. We didn't eat food until the very end, when Claire looked at me and she said, "You have a hungry look in your eye." And I said, that's because I thought this was a breakfast meeting and all we've done is talk. But yeah, then we had breakfast and chatted, and I just kind of fell in love with the woman that is Claire Denis, and then was lucky enough to get asked to do the project. And I feel very, very lucky.
And on top of everything, you have a dog now.
And I got a dog now. Yeah.
I'm just going to ask one last question. It's striking to me that this film is very contained in both time and space. Largely confined to a single location, a single night. And I'm wondering if, how you approach that, Claire. I think you've done a film like this before. Friday Night also is contained, but often your films move more through time and space.
I think this comes from the play, of course, because you cannot imagine this man asking for the body, and it could last only one night. You could not imagine the next night and then another night, It could stand only for one night. So it was very important to keep this time, this very precious time, until dawn.
I think there's something really special as well about taking massive themes like neo-colonialism and what whiteness does when it's colonizing places in Africa and thinks it can operate with impunity, and what happens when that is put under pressure, how it eats itself alive. But then you take that and you put it in a microcosm, and you put a spotlight on a short time. I think there's something really magical about taking that giant theme that sometimes feels insurmountable. Like when people try and dissect that giant theme, it can feel too big. But when you put it in a small, one place, one time, 4 people, and see what it does on a human level, I think it's easier to digest in an uncomfortable way, but a way that makes it wash over you in a more clear way.
We find that empty spot to build our location in a place that was almost converted into 3 or 4 real new construction, some for oil, some for... the place was already industrial, and they let us use an empty spot to build the house and the fence. But there were fences all over, and because we were shooting at night, we were driving at the end of the day to the set, while the real workers were going home, and in the morning, late night when we were leaving the set, the workers were arriving by bus or walking. It was very moving, this moment.
Yeah, we shot for 5 weeks from 4 in the afternoon to 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And 1 week from 4 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon.
Very civilized compared to the American schedules.
You have an opportunity to hear Claire in conversation with Barry Jenkins later today. We're going to make you talk some more. Sorry.
Yes.
But I want to.
I would like to thank Barry.
Yeah. And we're looking forward to that conversation. But for now, I want to thank all of you for being here and for this film. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.